Hello and welcome to the Art of the Oracle. Today's daily message is the last one in this series for this week, using the Spirit Mamas and the Moon Oracle and the Black Moon Astrology cards. So how are you all doing? If you haven't caught the earlier messages, they're all on the YouTube channel, so you can go back and get them for free at any time. So I'm feeling it once again today to work with Spirit Mamas first and ask of what we need here at this time. And for you, if you have a question or something that is really on your mind at the moment, you can focus on that as I go to the card. Look at that. So I feel like so as soon as I said that, I was feeling the energy from many people. And so, so this is I feel like it's this one. This is a reading for a collective. So if you would like a private reading, you can reach out to me. I'd love to just tune into your energy. But for now, we're going to tune in to anyone watching the channel now and in the future. We have Divine Vessel. So several things that are coming to being. One, the obvious is that this is a beautiful feminine energy. It's around movement, dance, purity. The vessel, it can be looked at in many ways, right? You can consider, some people believe the chalice is the divine feminine. It's the vessel. When you look at the symbol for masculine, it's the triangle pointing up. For feminine, it's the triangle pointing down. It's the vessel. It is the cup. It is the sacred womb. And it's interesting that these are coming out in this 3. And we've been working with this deck all week, and this is the last card in the deck of cards. I don't know exactly how many cards are in here, but quite a few. So so this is the final, and I see, it's really beautiful. I see this moon energy. I see the phases of the moon, the light shining down, and it feels like this is a magical moment. The other thing that I'm noticing about the card is that there's a hint or a nod to music. And sound is vibration. It's what I work with as a biofield tuning practitioner. Sound can be sacred through your voice, through singing. It is part of the language. Every time you say or speak a word, it creates the vibrational signature of the word. So it's very important for us to know what we're saying, what our energy is speaking about us, what the energies around us are speaking to us, and how to stay in right relationship with that. So the divine vessel in the guidebook says the energy of the mother flows through you. You are her and she is you. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. We each have masculine, feminine. We have the duality within us. One side of our brain is primarily masculine led. One side is primarily the feminine led. We need both aspects to be balanced upon this earth. And at this time, we seem to be out of balance because the masculine has more voice and has been controlling things for a long time. And we have become out of balance. So it's time to get back into balance with the universe and the divine, and recognizing the divinity of what this moment is bringing you. So it says, open your eyes and explore the beauty and the grace of the world equally. That was one of the things, as I was tapping in prior to turning on the camera, that I heard. It's all about this grace, like love. Grace is love experienced, right? It is the beauty of what you can receive at your highest level. So I'm going to say, it says here, each soul is at a different frequency, yet we are all singing the same chorus, right? There are different resonance and different levels within every song. So today, celebrate that song within you and the symphony that you are a part of. So I think what this is challenging us with is the idea that even though there are things in the world that we don't like, it's all part of us. So what we notice on the outside is because as above, so below, as within, so without. So what we experience what was going on within us, we are going to see manifest on the outside. So if we don't like what we're seeing on the outside, it's about changing who we are. And it's easy to do that. Look at that. We have the create card. So really interesting, because several times this week through these spirit mamas, we got the creatrix. So we have it again on the other end with the moon oracle. Yeah. So it's showing us that everything that we experience is a co-creative process. It is our creation. No one is doing anything to us. We are not victims of the time or anything. We are very powerful light beings. So if we don't like what we see, then it's time for us to change our frequency. And if enough of us change our frequency into a direction of this really high vibration, then these lower aspects cannot exist any longer, because there won't be space for them. It's like what I saw, I think it was last week's reading. It was a lot about expanding the light within. And as we expand that light, we illuminate all things. It's not just about illuminating us, but that's where I think we begin, because we've been in a system that has kept us so busy that we haven't really sat with ourselves. We mindlessly, are fill our day with things that things that we have to do. And because we are so full of outside influences and responsibilities, that we forget that we're this divine vessel, that we are in co-creation with all of life. So let's go. I'm feeling, it's so funny because I'm feeling like I should just open the deck and that's what's going to be revealed to us. Yeah, and I'm feeling it's this one. Oh, look at that. Libra with balance. Yeah, it's the scales. And it may be two cards because they're kind of stuck together there. Okay, so we have card 19, Libra, balance, and then we have card 46, the grand trine with blessings. And this is what I was talking about. The feminine can be seen as this triangle. It can also be seen as a circle. So isn't it interesting that we ended up with both of them in this session today? And it's all about this feminine or this divine vessel. It's about noticing that and releasing that feminine influence within us to co-create. The feminine creative process arises from the divine feminine nature. Balance is something that I feel like is extremely important right now. We are, I think what I'm feeling is that we're stepping into July over the next, we've got 3 weeks or a little bit more of that in the month of June to become balanced, to step into our power, to see that we can create something. Because I think when July comes in, I'm seeing like things like rocking up and down, and things creating like movement that is going to create somewhat of a disturbance. And like everything, if we're grounded and we're seated and we're feeling in tune with our own body, we have more balance. If you go out and try to play a sports game and you're all out of balance, I mean, anybody who plays sports knows that, you just, the game just doesn't work well in your favor. Like you miss the ball or you stumble, whatever it is. It's like, if you're in balance, you can more readily be a part of whatever it is that's happening, that you came here to be a part of, because whatever is happening that's coming up is something that we all came here to experience. So with that, we also have the grand trine and blessings. Now, I think that after this time of turbulence is that this great shakeup is bringing in exactly the divinity and the feminine influence that is needed at this time. And it is a blessing. And it's interesting because the trines, it's my understanding, I don't know that much about astrology, but trines are these really hard aspects that create change. and I'll go to the guidebook just to make sure that I'm on par with what this message is meant to be. But I have, my whole chart is full of these, and they're all red. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why do I have so many challenges? That's what they are. They're like lessons to be learned and challenges to be met. And the other thing that I notice is that through these blessings and through this balance, it's creating both a beginning and an ending. So 1 and 9 is 10, which reduces to 1. So you have an ending and a beginning. And the same thing with 4 and 6, which equals 10, which is an ending, and reduces to 1, which is a beginning. So that's really, really exciting, right? So we have Grand Trine, the blessings, and what it says is everything was beautiful and nothing hurt. That's a quote here. It says a Grand Trine is when 3 planets aspect each other at 120 degrees. This creates an equilateral triangle. So these planets will usually be in signs of the same element, like fire or water or, wind, something like that. A Grand Trine is considered to have an easy flowing energy, either in the natal chart or by transit, and can be incredibly lucky. Oh, I love that. So I wonder why mine are like red. I wonder if that means that mine aren't all the same element. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe I've got a trine that's a water and a fire, right? So trines, when only 2 planets aspect each other at 100 degrees, always inspire harmony in the sky. So there's a sense of wholeness and completion when a Grand Trine happens. They do not always spell out easy fame or fortune. Those with 1 in their natal charts can be born into wealth, or at least momentously talented. The only downside with these Grand Trines is that those influenced by them tend to become a little bit lazy. So it's asking us not to become lazy during this time. So when the Grand Trine comes out, it says, be assured you're entering a time of easy flow, and that at least many of the impediments you are experiencing will be lifted. So this speaks of a period of harmony and ease that may inspire you to take the path of least resistance. But it is best that you keep your eye on the prize and not let go of the original purpose. So do not leave your purpose out there on a shelf unrealized or actualized. There's a possibility that your success may be lost if you don't take the opportunity to move forward with this. So it's a really good time to be able to, so as we are leaving this week, right, and going into the weekend, there's a lot of energy around creating and manifesting and flowing with the energy that's coming forward. So that's what this is all about, to step into your power and your blessings now while you have the opportunity. Okay. All right. So let's go to the tarot for the final messages, please. What are the final messages as we end this week? Okay, so let's see, are these meant to be upside down? No, they are not. Okay, I always ask because sometimes they are and sometimes they are not, but I've turned the deck upside down. That's why it's telling me that it was not. Okay, so we have 3 cards here, and I feel like this is really speaking a lot to what we already have. The 3 is around working with others. Again, we're mimicking these 3 individuals that are here. It's time for us to put into action the things that we have been thinking about, the things that we want to do. The coming into our blessings is happening because we're stepping into our power, our purpose, our balance. And that's what this is reminding us, is that we're not doing it alone. We're actually doing it with many others that are on the same path with us. The Ace of Cups speaks of stepping into something new, some opportunity to be able to create possibly. This is a creative card. The Ace of Cups is around doing something intuitively, doing something very open-heartedly, something that you're really divinely connected to. It could be also a new love coming into your life. So it could be a love of a person. It could be a love of an idea, of a project, of something that you are creating. So the Ace of Cups comes out whenever it's a new beginning around something that really sparks and creates an open-hearted moment for you. Now, interestingly, we end with this 9 card, which is the Hermit. And the Hermit goes into his divine space of grace because it brings in balance. It literally is part of what this element is. We all have an intuitive nature, intuitive center. We are all part of this. I'm going to move all this right over because I feel like this is also creating this divine trine here, telling us that we are going to have an opportunity also to really be able to go within us to awaken any new gifts, anything that is wanting to be birthed at a time, because the Hermit is a time of quiet. And that's one of the things that it was talking about here, is like coming into balance, and this can help create a time of like ease and grace in your life. And when that comes about, it gives you an opportunity to go within. Like, you're not overwhelmed by the outside world. You have a chance to really sit down and reflect, to contemplate on where the world is taking you and if you love where you're going. So thank you for joining me here at the channel. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I'll see you next week on Monday. Bye now.